Hello everybody, my name is Khaled Siddiqui, and in this video I'm going to teach you guys how to replace the hard drive with a solid state hard drive, SSD hard drive, on a MacBook Pro model A1297, which is a 17-inch 2009 MacBook Pro. So here is how the laptop looked like. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. It's a MacBook Pro, and 17-inch screen. Alright, so first thing you need to do is you need to have a soft surface to let the laptop lean on it without scratching the top or the bottom of the laptop. Second thing you need to do is take a screwdriver, which is a very small Phillips screwdriver. Now remember, some screws on MacBooks are star shaped, some are Phillips. This particular model is Phillips. So what we're going to do is take all the screws out, and we need to have a container to put all the screws so we don't lose them. So this is my container. This is where I'm going to put all the screws. And the screws length may differ, so you have to be careful to know exactly which one came from where. So see, this is a longer screw. Not all of them are long like that. I know this by heart, but you guys need to make a diagram on a piece of paper and tape each screw where they go. But I already know that the one by the hinges are the longer ones because I've changed, opened a few of these. See, this one is very small on the edge. Very, very small screw. Okay, so we take these out. This process is not going to be too long. It should take no more than, I would say, 15-20 minutes. And you will be up and running. Oh, by the way, after you replace the hard drive, you have to reinstall your operating system because the new hard drive will not have anything on it. Okay, so this is the bottom which came off. My hard drive is right here. So this is where the hard drive is. Let me go to a different camera angle. This is the hard drive. So what we need to do is we need to open these two screws to lift this, and then open a couple other screws to release that. Watch. I'm going to open this and this to lift this, and then you have to unplug this. You have to unplug it like this. Watch. Like that. Now this hard drive, the actual hard drive you don't need, but you do need these little screws which are actually the holders of this hard drive. So we need a bigger shaped screwdriver for that. And I'm going to tell you which size this is. This screwdriver is 267 T6 times 40. That's the size. So I'm going to take, we only have 4 of these. We'll leave those separately. Actually, make sure that the screws or anything doesn't drop on this, because this is still its power from the battery power is still on the motherboard, so you don't want to drop anything. The best practice is to unplug the battery. If you're new and you don't have good experience, you got to unplug the battery, which is right here. This is the battery power. Now we don't have power here, so we are all good. Otherwise this whole motherboard, if a screw falls on the motherboard and there's power on the motherboard, it's not a good practice. Okay. All right. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is take this puppy. This is my brand new hard drive, which I need to open. Now when you're opening this, make sure you don't apply pressure to it because you can damage the drive. So cut it very gently. Very gently. You don't want to bring pressure on the drive itself. There. So basically I cut it very gently and slid the hard drive out of it without applying too much pressure on the drive. Now notice these, we need to remove this before installation obviously. Okay, notice this is how the pins are, the pin layout. So we have to put it this way, and that's why we need these little screws again. So we'll get these puppies. Close it in there. Close this puppy. We'll put the third screw and close that one, and the fourth screw, okay, all four studs are in place, which will hold the hard drive. And if you notice here, these are shock absorbers, which was originally installed because it was a mechanical hard drive. But you don't need a shock absorber for a solid state hard drive because there aren't any moving components in here. Okay, so first thing we need to do is obviously plug this in. Okay, so now we need to put this in here. First slide it inside and put this in here. Let me put this back in. I need to see. Okay. I want to make sure that I do it correctly. This is the right way. Okay. Let me go back to the side camera so you can see better. Okay, so this is in there, solid, screws are in there, everything looks good. Now I can put back the cover. So I take the cover. Notice there's a notch here. This is where the hinges are. And now we make sure we put all the screws back in. As I said earlier, the longer screws go closer to the hinge. This is where the longer screws go. One small screw goes to the very right of the hinges. And this is another long screw close to the hinge. Another long screw. Smaller screw. we put another smaller screw. Now there's one thing I forgot to mention. I should have mentioned that you have to be in a statically safe workplace, and your handrest or foot needs to be statically grounded so that you don't damage statically sensitive hard drives or other components. Now, a lot of people are not a big believers of static electricity causing damage, but it has happened to me. It's a real danger. Your body has electrical charge, and your body's electrical charge can destroy sensitive electronic devices by discharging it onto that particular device. That's why when you ground your body, it's much safer than if you don't. So this one screw is not going in very well, so I'm going to try it again. Okay, now make sure all the screws are flush and they're not sticking out, and I guess we're good to go. The hard drive is installed, and obviously when I turn it on, don't expect this to work because it's there is no operating system. We have to install operating system from scratch, and to do that you have to see right here you will have a little icon that says no operating system found, and that's because we don't have any operating system. So let's see, it will take a while, and then you get a little like question mark or flashing folder sign with a question mark because the hard drive is empty. So there are ways to do it. You could do it through a flash drive with the operating system on it, or you could do it through Wi-Fi, or you could do it through network, depending what kind of setup you have. The easiest way to install operating system in this brand new solid state hard drive is to use a flash drive. So there it is. Question mark means there is no operating system. All right. So that's basically it. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.